You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
The Yankees have made their way to Chicago, Illinois, where tonight they get ready to face the White Sox at Guaranteed Rate Field as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the White Sox in the first game of a 3-game set. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside Ken Singleton. So happy to be with you this Monday night here on Yes. The weekend for the Yankees obviously did not go as planned. Taking a look at what transpired this weekend, the Yankees swept in a 4-game set by Boston, now trail them by 9.5 games in the AL East. They lead Oakland for the first wild card by 2.5 games. When you look ahead to the rest of August, could be a favorable schedule for the Yankees. Here was Aaron Boone last night talking about what transpired at Fenway and looking forward.
A tough way to obviously end a tough weekend, but you know, we can't let this define what's been a great season for us, and knowing that we got to get on that flight and get ready for Chicago right away. We're too good. You know, this is a test we're going through right now. There's no question. We're experiencing obviously some adversity just with, you know, being dinged up a little bit roster-wise. But we'll also come out on the other side a lot tougher for this, and this is a weekend, you know, we'll look back on and hopefully be able to say this is one that brought us together and allowed us to really grow even more as a club.
All right, Kenny, how do the Yankees bounce back from what transpired in Boston?
Yeah, it certainly was a tough weekend, particularly the way they lost last night's ball game. Then they had a late flight in here to Chicago, got in early in the morning. Now they have to turn it around against the White Sox. But I think back to early in the season when the Yankees got off 9-9, playing 500 ball, kind of neither here nor there. Meanwhile, the Red Sox had gotten off 17-2. The Yankees caught them then, eventually took over first place. And I have a feeling there's enough baseball left. They can still do that again.
All right, we'll see if they get their opportunity. It begins tonight against the White Sox. As we take a look at tonight's pitching matchup, it is brought to you by People's United Bank. Lance Lynn makes his first start with the Yankees. He'll go up against Dylan Covey, who has really struggled of late. The Yankees have seen Lynn in a Yankee uniform, but it was out of the pen.
It certainly was. It was the last game against the Orioles. Sonny Gray had struggled and was knocked out of that game early. Lance Lynn came out of the bullpen, and he showed you he was coming right after those Oriole hitters. Uses fastball quite extensively. In fact, he throws his fastball about 75% of the time, maybe a little better than that, and he did it against the Orioles and looked very good. He's going to come right after these White Sox hitters tonight.
And Lance Lynn has pitched much better of late. Got off to a really rough start in Minnesota this year. 1-4, a 7.47 ERA in his first 8 starts. In his last 13 games, a 3.50 ERA. The walk rate has dropped significantly. The ground ball percentage has gone up significantly. Well, the Yankees perhaps have a soft landing spot over these next few weeks. Could they take advantage? Aaron Boone helps our Meredith Marakovitz out with that next.
Meredith Morakovitz. The Yankees are looking to right the ship this evening after dropping 5 in a row. They'll look to Lynn to get the job done. They could get some help in the way of the upcoming schedule. Take a look at their upcoming opponents. They are a combined 155 games under 500. On paper, these look like games that the Yankees should dominate. Aaron Boone was asked how he views the upcoming opponents.
I look at it as I think we're a really good team, and we're in a tough stretch where we haven't necessarily played our best, obviously, but I always feel like we're today away from starting to turn that around and starting to come out of that, and I believe that that day is today, and I walk in that room every day with that confidence, with that optimism, because of the people that we're able to roll out there every day, and nothing's changed in that regard, and that's my expectation.
Quick lineup note, Miguel Andujar, who had a rough one defensively yesterday, is in the lineup, but he's DHing. He won't be at third base. Instead, it'll be Neil Walker this evening. We'll have more on that later in the broadcast. Plenty more to come here when Yes Network returns. Ryan Rucco will be joined by Ken Singleton. First pitch coming your way after the break.
This is brought to you in part by Buick. Visit TriStateBuick.com for great lease offers. By People's United Bank, we've been on a winning streak for 175 years. People's United Bank, member FDIC. By the New York Lottery, get out there and play. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on all models. The clouds and rain have gone away, and it's turned into a very nice night in Chicago, Illinois. And we'll take a look at the Yankees starting lineup. It is brought to you by Lexus. Brett Gardner leads things off. Giancarlo Stanton back out in right field in the 2-hole. Didi Gregorius bats third with Aaron Hicks, who has been hot behind him. Then it's Torres, Bird, and Andujar DHing, as Meredith just detailed for us. Neil Walker at third, and Kyle Higashioka is the catcher batting ninth.
26-year-old right-hander on the mound for the Chicago White Sox tonight. That's Dylan Covey, and see his record on the season. This will be a 15th start. High ERA, 5.57. Opponents hitting .277. Let's check out our pitcher scouting report, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Unlucky 13. He made 13 consecutive starts at the beginning of his career without a win. That's the longest streak in White Sox history. When he's pitching well, he gets a lot of ground ball outs. In his last 8 starts, as we mentioned before, he's been struggling. ERA of 8.68 in his last 8 starts. Of course, Yankee fans are hoping that continues tonight here Guaranteed rate field.
He's given up at least 4 runs in 7 of those 8 starts. As Gardner digs in, now waits a sec. National TV game, so they are just taking a little extra beat. Now Gardner's ready. After Bruce Streckman, the home plate umpire says okay. And the first pitch high, ball 1.
Colby actually had a start against the Yankees last season, early last season, and took his first major league loss. That was at Yankee Stadium.
Really struggled in that game. 5 innings, allowed 10 hits and 8 runs. White Sox have allowed 86 first inning runs this year, 3rd most in baseball. There's a strike to Gardner.
So a little movement on the fastball as it tailed back towards the middle of the plate, about 94 miles an hour, mid-90s.
That one's up, and Gardner ahead 3-1. Yankees 16-5 against the AL Central this season. As Stanton waits on deck. And the count now full on Brett Gardner.
One thing about this White Sox staff, and it's not only Colby, but the rest of the staff, they lead the American League in base on balls. They hand out the free passes. Yankee hitters are going to have to be patient throughout this series.
Gardner was, but took strike 3 as that one just catches the top of the zone. And Gardner down looking as we take a look at the White Sox defense. It's presented by Geico. Across the outfield, Delmonico, Engel, and Garcia. Sanchez, Tim Anderson at short, Yohan Moncada at second, Jose Abreu at first, and Kevin Smith catches Covey. Here is Stanton, who acquitted himself very nicely in what was a tough series for the Yankees at Fenway. He had multiple hits in 3 of the 4 games, including last night.
Had 6 hits in that series against the Red Sox, so hit the ball hard too. I mean, when you look at the metrics of who hits the ball the hardest in the league, he's just about right at the top.
And his single last night tied Gary Sanchez's line out against Seattle for the hardest struck ball in the majors this season. You see, Stanton has been hot for a while now.
It's almost a third of the season.
And over that stretch that we just showed you, he actually has the 2nd best batting average in the American League. Only J.D. Martinez is hit for a better average over that period. As you see the shift against Stanton. Yankees yet to swing against Covey through his first 10 pitches. Now they have, as that's chopped to Abreu. A little bunny hop and 2 down.
Well, the right side was wide open with the exception of Abreu, and Stanton hit the ball almost right to him. He had to leap up in the air to come up with the high hopper, but was able to make the play. There's the White Sox all-star home alone on the right side, and he's able to make the play for out number 2. Another all-star season for Jose Abreu.
Here's Gregorius with 2 out, nobody on. Gregorius 8 for his last 24. He was 0 for 4 last night.
Covey showing off his changeup, a little bit of a fade to it. Kind of hung up there, though. Got a little tail on that fastball. Swings it back, starts it inside, swings it back over the inside corner. That's how he got Gardner. Left-handed hitters sometimes give up on that pitch thinking it's going to be inside.
Gregorius rolls that to the right side. Charging is Moncada, and he throws out Didi to end the inning. So a 1-2-3 first for Kobe. Lance Lynn up next. White Sox starting lineup brought to you by Lexus, Moncada, Sanchez, the all-star Abreu, the hot rookie Daniel Palka hitting cleanup, Garcia, Delmonico, Tim Anderson, the shortstop, Kevin Smith, who's done a nice job behind the plate, bats eighth, and then Adam Engel rounds out the White Sox starting lineup.
31 years old. That's Lance Lynn on the mound for the Yankees tonight. His first start as a Yankee. Of course, we mentioned he worked in relief at the stadium. Those are his numbers on the year with Minnesota and the Yankees. 105 strikeouts in 106 innings. That's pretty good. Let's check out our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. He likes the heat. We told you he throws his fastball quite often, more than 75% of the time. That's his career record, 79 and 55. And as you looked at those last numbers, 30 and a third innings pitched, 40 strikeouts, and no home runs. Those are his numbers against the Chicago White Sox. Very good.
Yankees certainly could use that to continue as Lynn quickly ahead 0-2.
Moncada was, of course, a celebrated free agent. The Red Sox signed him. Gave him some pretty good money as he came over from Cuba. And then Red Sox traded him to Chicago in a Chris Sale deal.
That's on the inside corner, strike three. And Moncada down looking as we take a look at the Yankee defense. It's presented by Geico. Across the outfield, it's Gardner, Hicks, and Stanton. Neil Walker making his 9th start of the year at third with Didi Gregorius at short, Gleyber Torres at second, Bird at first, and Kyle Higashioka catches Lance Lynn. So Lynn, whose role was uncertain when he was acquired, quickly into the starting rotation to replace Sonny Gray. And looking to end a 5-game Yankees losing streak, their longest of the season.
Meanwhile, they're facing a Sox team comes in with, they've won 4 in a row, their longest winning streak of the season. Just coming off a weekend sweep of the Tampa Bay Rays down at Tropicana Field. And each one of those 4 victories that they've won in a row come in their last at bat.
Right.
Yeah, so they've been late in the magic lately.
Time for the longest streak in franchise history. Rick Renteria in his 2nd season as White Sox manager.
Obviously not looking at that record.
That catches the outside corner.
Now, with all due respect, the White Sox have a very young team. They also have one of the better minor league systems going. So there's some prospects on the horizon for the Chicago White Sox, and they should rise in the Central.
That one is outside, ball 4. So Sanchez is on for Abreu. To your point, the White Sox, the 3rd best farm system in baseball, recently ranked by MLB Pipeline. As we take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea, 73 degrees. Just a slight wind and a chance of a shower, but the rain has for the most part moved through here after it was quite gloomy for most of the day.
Yeah, they had the tarp actually rolled out prior to the game, not completely onto the field, but they had it ready just in case it started raining. Didn't really rain, and now we're playing baseball.
Here's Jose Abreu taking strike 1. He has been red hot since the All-Star break. A .367 batting average, 4th in the AL since the break. An OPS just under 1,200. 6 homers and 11 ribbies.
Now the White Sox will run. Sanchez at first has 10 stolen bases. The thing about the White Sox, they've also allowed the most stolen bases in the league. So this could turn into a track meet over the next 3 days.
White Sox 3rd in the AL with 79 stolen bases. Sanchez one of 5 different players who have at least 10.
We were talking about Abreu and what type of player he's been. Now, the White Sox signed him to a bonus as he defected from Cuba. I think he's been everything they would have wanted. He's driven at least 100 runs each and every year so far, 4 years in a row. He might have to go hard this year to get it.
63 right now, as that's cued slowly towards first. Bird will glove it and tag Abreu for the 2nd out. On to second goes Sanchez.
Looked like a slider off the end of the bat. You know, I was watching Abreu run the first, and Bird picks up the ball. That first baseman, there must be a courtesy there because he didn't try and get out of the way. You know, one first baseman tagging another.
That's right.
Yeah, everybody else running it, try and get out of the way, back up or whatever. No, just get this over with. And here's off the end of the bat. He's going to run down. No way he tried to evade it. Just tag me. I'll go back to the dugout.
Not one of those stop and back pedal, have a little fun with it.
Exactly. No entertainment value whatsoever.
You almost sound disappointed.
Well, you know, I remember what was it? Willie Starr just sliding into second. He was out by a mile, and as he was getting ready to slide, he called timeout.
Here's Daniel Palka. Impressive power for this rookie. Swings and misses there. 0-2.
Yeah, the White Sox have some guys that are swinging the bat lately. It includes Palka. 10 home runs his last 24 games. He's providing some power,
including a game-winning 2-run homer in the 9th inning yesterday to complete that sweep of Tampa Bay. Lynn ahead 0-2 with Sanchez, who walked, leading off of second. Pitch way upstairs, and Higashioka bounces out of the crouch to grab it.
Yeah, when you have a young organization, you're trying to move up in the standings. You're trying to find diamonds in the rough. Palka kind of falls into that category because they claimed him on waivers from the Twins.
Nice stop there by Higashioka. Keeps Sanchez anchored at second.
And Palka went to Georgia Tech, where he was an All-American. I think of Mark Teixeira. Yeah, Georgia Tech.
And Palka was actually named the Twins minor league player of the year in 2016 by MLB Pipeline. And then just a year later, claimed off waivers from them.
As they say in Chicago, he gone.
Here's the 2-2. That scurried the bench of the Yankees dugout as they twisted out of the way. Austin Romine really pirouetted out of there, and David Robertson feeling that heartbeat.
Saying, like I said, he gone. Of course, that is a trademark saying by Hawk Harrelson. This is going to be Hawk's last year doing White Sox games. He only works a minimal schedule now on Sunday. Sad to see Hawk go.
Count now full on Palka. Egon put it on the board.
Yeah. You can put it on the board. Yes.
That's right. There was a lot of that in 2005. Hawk did Yankees games for a year.
Settled in nicely here in Chicago.
3-2. Fought off. That will make the seats.
96-mile-an-hour fastball from Lance Lynn, who #1 draft pick of the Cardinals back in '08 at the University of Mississippi. Now, his first full season, he led the Cardinals in wins. He had 18 wins. Next 2 years, he won 30 games, 15 and 15, but then the arm trouble set in.
That is rolled slowly to Gregorius. Can't make the play to first, and it's an infield single for Daniel Palka.
It looked like Didi had a little trouble getting the ball out of the glove as he was fielding the slow roller on the run. This is a off-speed pitch. See, right off the end of the bat, Lynn doesn't have a chance to make the play. Let's see if there's a little bobble here. Yeah, he couldn't get the grip. So it's going to go as an infield hit.
And so now 2 on with 2 out for Garcia. Avisail Garcia having another good season after he had an all-star campaign last year. It's a big hack there. 0-1.
Yeah, he's been slowed a little bit twice on the DL with hamstring problems this year. I got to cut into his numbers. Last year, as you said, Ryan, he's one of the best hitters in the league.
Finished 3rd in all of baseball in batting average.
Yeah.
Only Jose Altuve and Charlie Blackmon hit for a higher average. Sanchez off 3rd. Palka off 1st. 0-2.
Right after him with the heat. Throws a 4-seam fastball and a 2-seam sinker. This one kind of held the line a bit. Up in the zone. Garcia underneath.
Lynn trying to work out of a little trouble. .22 pitches so far in the inning. The 0-2. High and in, 1-2. Big rip there on a 96-mile-an-hour heater, and it's still 1-2.
When Garcia started out, he was with the Tigers, and they kind of felt he was going to be the next Miguel Cabrera. In fact, he followed Cabrera around. He kind of looks like him.
Well, his nickname was Little Miggy.
Yeah, well, he's kind of made a nickname for himself over here in Chicago. Productive hitter.
Lynn trying to get out of it. Missed outside, and it's now 2-2.
And just missed.
As the pitch count elevating here in this first inning for Lynn. Sanchez reached via walk, advanced the second on the ground out from Abreu, and then the infield single from Palka. So first and third with 2 outs. And Garcia battled.
Yeah, he's putting on a good at bat. Like I said, Sox have several of their hitters who are hot. It's Abreu, Palka, and Garcia. All 3 of them have been swinging the bat well lately.
Garcia with a couple of home runs yesterday in Tampa Bay. Lynn has thrown 14 pitches to the last 2 hitters. Did he go around? He did, and Lynn works out of trouble with the strikeout of Garcia. So the White Sox strand 2, no score as we go to the second. Hybrid is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. We've asked on Twitter which current injury is playing the biggest role in the American League playoff race and why. Lauren MG09 said definitely Aaron Judge. The Yankees can't seem to win since he got hurt. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using the hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid to keep the conversation going.
Certainly a big injury to the Yankees. Got to throw Gary Sanchez in there as well. I saw Aaron before the game today. He was his usual affable self. Taking pictures with several youngsters. Still getting treatment on that fractured wrist.
Was doing a little base running before the game as well.
And it's he's had a lot of, we know his numbers. I mean, he had close to an MVP season last year, having a very good year again this year. But it's his presence in the lineup and how hard pitchers have to work to get him out. And that's how he helps the team.
Hicks ropes that in the air to center, but right at angle for the first out. Now, to your point, Kenny, this is the Yankees with and without Aaron Judge since the start of 2017. They have a winning percentage over 600 with him. It's 333 without him.
Yeah.
Look at the way the slugging dips without him in the lineup and the scoring.
Yeah.
So you're right. That's more than just his own production that's being affected.
Well, you got to remember, not only does he drive in runs, he scores runs. And there's Aaron right there. And I'm saying pitchers work very hard. Usually he goes deep into counts. How many times he's got more 3-2 counts than anybody in the league? So that helps the hitters behind him, because by the time they face him, face the pitcher. He's worn out just from working. Even if he gets Judge out, he's gone to 3-2. And how many pitches does he foul off? So pitchers work hard to try and get him out. That sets up the other guys behind him.
So the Yankees obviously want him back as soon as possible. Judge talked at length before Sunday night's game about his injury.
So I would venture to say that pitches seen per game for the Yankees have gone down since he's been out of the line.
I would think so. Judge said he still feels some pain, some discomfort in his wrist, that the movement has improved, but
range of motion.
The range of motion. Yeah, I couldn't think of the phrase. Thank you, Kenny.
I've been there.
That's what teammates are for.
Yeah.
But until the pain is totally out of there and the discomfort's totally out of there, obviously there's more to do still. Has not started swinging yet. Popped up on the right side. Abreu venturing into the outfield will make the play for the second out.
And Ryan, that brings us to our Montefiore injury report. Montefiore doing more. You just spoke a little bit about Aaron Judge. Still no real timetable. The Yankees originally said 3 weeks. He's on day 12 of that 3-week process, but not willing to say when he thinks he will be back exactly. Gary Sanchez down in Tampa right now. He's running on the Altered G machine at about 80 to 90%. He is going to start hitting off of a tee soon. When the Yankees get back to New York, Sanchez will go and continue that rehab in New York. And good news on J Happ. Aaron Boone saying that they feel like that virus is out of his system, so they expect for him to make the start on Thursday and be inserted back into that rotation. Of course, they wanted him in that Red Sox series. It didn't work out that way, but still going to be a bright spot moving forward through this stretch run.
Thank you for those updates, Meredith.
Meredith, what was that machine he's running on then?
It's an Altered G machine. It's an anti-gravity machine, so you're able to run without putting full body weight. So you do it 10, 20, 30, 40%, so you can still get that motion as you're coming back from an injury, but you're not getting the original pounding you would should you just go out and run on a treadmill or run on the grass, run on the dirt.
It's sort of like running on the moon, that's something like that.
Something like that.
Okay.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
Have you run on the moon? I don't know. I can't say for sure, Kenny.
Some nights I thought I was.
But 80 or 90% would seem to be positive news from that machine.
And the other thing Aaron Boone did say about Gary Sanchez, he's not really feeling anything in that groin right now, which is a good thing, but he hasn't fully tested it yet. So till he really starts swinging, trying to run out of the batter's box and doing full 100% running around the bases, you won't really know. But guys, you remember this is the second time that he's been on the DL with that right groin issue. So you would think the Yankees would be pretty cautious in bringing him back.
Quick starts and stops.
Bird lofts that foul down the left field line. Another one of these with and without numbers when it comes to injuries, Kenny. When the Yankees have had Judge, Sanchez, and Torres in the lineup this year, they're 30 and 10. When they're missing one or more of them, they're 38 and 32, much more pedestrian numbers. Bird flies that into center. Engel moves a few steps to his left to make the play, and another 1-2-3 inning for Covey. No score between the Yankees and White Sox as we head to the bottom of the second. Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Plenty of Yankees fans in the building at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago. No score. Bottom of the second inning. Ryan Rucco, Ken Singleton, Meredith Morakovitz with you. Our entire Yes Network crew, appreciate you hanging out with us here on a Monday night on Yes. The 6, 7, and 8 in the White Sox order, beginning with Nicky Delmonico.
There's another player missed some time with a fractured hand. Missed about 2 months this year. From May to July.
There's a strike.
Another thing about Lynn, which we saw in his relief appearance, worked fairly quickly.
Aaron Boone was talking about today, saying Lynn is a guy who also has a reputation of being the kind of pitcher who can go deep into games. Obviously, that's something the Yankees are craving with the way they've been using their bullpen of late.
Well, the Yankees saw it firsthand a few years ago. He pitched a shutout against the Yankees in St. Louis. I think Michael and I were in St. Louis that day. It was a really hot day, and he just went the distance, shut the Yankees out.
Count full here on Delmonico.
That was a very impressive outing. As it was hot in St. Louis, like a, well, it can get in St. Louis in the summertime.
Here's the payoff. Foul back.
Yeah, he went full out Bob Gibson on the Yankees that day.
Don't see it as much anymore.
No.
That was one of 2 complete games in Lynn's career. Swing and a miss. Delmonico down on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Lance Lynn.
Yeah, this kind of reminds Cardinal fans of Bob Gibson. Was this a changeup? Yeah, it might have looked like it. It kind of held its path. Might have been a fastball. That's a good changeup when you can't tell what it is. Only the speed would tell you. Think about that day. I remember Bob Gibson shutting us out one day. Beat us 2-0. Shut us out. Hit 2 home runs. Yeah, it's a 2-seam fastball. Yeah, you see the grip. Little movement. Delmonico not quick enough. Speaking of quick, here's Tim Anderson.
Yeah,
he can run.
Lightning fast.
Yeah.
One of those stolen base threats. By the way, Bob Gibson with 24 career home runs.
So it's nothing unusual. Huh?
That's right. Played perfectly. Torres gobbles it up and zings out Anderson for the 2nd out. And Lance Lynn needed that after working hard on a few hitters in a row.
You can see the shift is on, and it's, gee, just about perfect again. The Yankees really seem to know where to put their infielders. That base hit through the middle, it was so prevalent years ago. It's not there anymore.
Right.
It wasn't there on that particular play for Tim Anderson.
That to retrain yourself as a viewer.
Now you see where Gleyber Torres is set up.
Yep. Now he's more traditional, although a little bit towards the middle. But you think about it, when you used to watch baseball games, if you saw a ball headed back through the middle, you thought base hit.
Yep, into center field.
Now it's, oh no, that's probably an out, or very well could be.
Good fastball, tied him up. Is this Kevin Smith?
This is.
Yeah.
Former University of Pittsburgh quarterback.
draft pick of the White Sox. Made it to the big leagues. He's Pittsburgh all the way through. Born, raised. Went to the University of Pittsburgh. Probably a Steelers fan.
Probably.
Yeah.
And he gave up football. Actually started as a freshman and gave it up once he had lost his starting job, and his coaches suggested he try fullback or linebacker or tight end. He said, okay, that's it. Had enough. I'm going full bore on baseball.
I'm catching. He made the right choice. He's in the big leagues.
And he's provided some unexpected relief. Wow, a couple of enemies there.
Shouldn't he be on the north side?
I think so. That takes an odd turn foul.
It hit the edge of the grass and
Yep.
made a right turn. Or else that would have stayed fair and Lance Lynn would have been off the mound. See the edge of the grass? Look at this. The ball's going to take that high hop. Dink. Foul ball.
So you thank the baseball gods there if you're Kevin Smith, right?
Well, yeah, that's too easy and out.
Two out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, no score. Here's the 2-2. White Sox have had some pesky at bats in these first two innings. So you can see the pitch count all the way at 43 for Lynn. Already 13 balls fouled off by White Sox hitters. And this is in. The count is full on Smith. With the number 9 hitter, Adam Engel, on deck. The payoff? On the outside corner, strike 3. Smith is down looking. A 1-2-3 inning for Lance Lynn with a couple of Ks, scoreless as we go to the third. Third inning in Chicago. Miguel Andujar leading off for the Yankees. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 in the Yankees order. Andujar the DH in this game. As he grounds that to third. Sanchez will throw out Andujar for the first out. Tough night in the field last night for Miguel Andujar. First backing up on this ball, letting it play him. Did not end up costing the Yankees, but this one certainly did. Would have ended the game. Instead, Greg Bird unable to dig out that throw in the second error of the night for Andujar.
Yeah, he's now taken over the team lead now with 12. He had been tied with Gleyber Torres. So the rookies, while they're doing their job on offense, a couple of stumbles in the field, but a few rookie mistakes.
And guys, Miguel Andujar did not make any excuses in the clubhouse after the game last night. He simply said it was a bad throw. He tried to catch the ball and execute it as he normally would. It was just low, and reiterated the fact that he knew that it was a bad throw from the get-go. He was asked whether or not he rushed it, and he said he did not think that was the case. They asked how he moved forward from that moment, and he said, you know what, I know those things are going to happen. I just have to learn from it and not focus on that. Look to the future, not worry about the past.
Well, and Aaron Boone was asked today whether or not DHing him was a reaction to what transpired last night, and the Yankee manager said, no, I was looking for a game to start Neil Walker anyway, and he said, look, Miguel Andujar mentally is a guy who I know is equipped to deal with success or failure. I don't worry about last night affecting him moving forward.
That was a pressure play. It wasn't as easy to play as it might have appeared. It was a long throw across the diamond. He had to hustle somewhat, have something on him. Just, as you said, a low throw. Not his best.
And Aaron Boone actually admitted that he thought Andujar has actually been playing better defensively and even offensively than they anticipated coming into spring training, and certainly anticipated coming into the season. Overall, they've been pretty pleased with his effort at third base. And guys, he's one of the first ones in taking some extra practice just about every day in the field.
Higashioka lines that out to left. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Kobe as he needs just 6 pitches to get through 7, 8, 9 in the Yankee order. In 1979, after delivering the eulogy at Thurman Munson's funeral in Ohio, Bobby Mercer drives in all 5 runs, including a walk-off single, as the Yankees defeat the Orioles. Kenny, you were there at Yankee Stadium that night.
Yeah, I was. The stadium had a different feel than I've ever felt before. Just everybody was sad. All of baseball was. I mean, the Yankee captain was one of the revered players throughout the game. That's Bobby Mercer with a 3-run homer. Put the Yankees back into the ball game. Baltimore had a 4-0 lead. And then in the 9th, Bobby thought he was going to be pinch hit for, facing a left-hander Tippy Martinez. Billy Martin sent him up there, and he delivered a 2-run game-winning single. And that was it was a hot, muggy night. I remember that. It was like the stadium. There was so much humidity in the air. It was like the stadium was crying itself.
And you actually hit a home run in that game.
Yeah, but I got to walk off the field like the rest of us.
The baseball gods had different plans.
Yeah, I think we had a big lead in the division.
Higashioka trying to find it, does, and makes the sliding catch for the first out of the third.
Looked like he didn't see it right off the bat. It might be that time of night where it's hard to find pop-ups and fly balls. Where is it? And he's looking at Bird. Now he sees it. Gets rid of the mask and slides into it. Makes a nice play. Nice play by Kyle Higashioka. Better late than never.
I was talking with Kyle today about catching Lance Lynn for the first time. Said he caught his pen the other day just to get familiar with the movement on Lance Lynn's pitches a little bit. He said with a veteran guy like Lynn, it's pretty easy to integrate yourself with a first start because A, he throws a lot of fastballs, B, he knows what he wants to do. He's been around the block. He's not going to need you to lead him or guide him that much. He's going to more so sort of tell you what he wants.
He's faced the White Sox before this year when he was with Minnesota. And he lost that game. But he's 2-1 in his career against the Twins.
White Sox yet to hit a ball out of the infield. They did threaten in the first after a 1-out walk and a 2-out infield single at first and third with 2 outs, but Lynn was able to strike out Avisail Garcia. Popped up into shallow left. Walker out to get it to make the catch.
He really tied him up. Good fastball, good spot. Trying to run it back over. See the abbreviated swing, and he just couldn't get his arms extended. Both Moncada and Sanchez, who's up now, have been really cold since the All-Star break. Of course, the Yankees hope that lasts for 3 more days.
And Moncada came into this game hitting just 131 since the All-Star break, second lowest in the AL. Only Jorge Bonifacio had been lower.
Well, Sanchez not doing anything to write home about either. Hitting 118.
And that won't raise it.
A quick inning for Lance Lynn. 7 pitches, much needed to stabilize the pitch count. No score through 3. Yes, for in-depth Yankees talk, plus an entertaining twist on the latest headlines from around the sports world. That's every weekday at 3 right here
on ES. Always enjoy watching and listening to Michael, Don, and Peter. Brett Gardner leads off the fourth. No score between the Yankees and White Sox. And the Yankees still seeking their first base run.
Second time through now. Every hitter's had a look at young Mr. Covey. Well, mid-20s, 26.
Snared by Moncada, who throws out Gardner for the first out. On the Audi scoreboard, 0-0-0 for the Yankees, 0-1-0 for the White Sox. A shift for Stanton.
Covey stepped off the runner because the shift was still in the making.
Yeah.
They could have called a flag for man in motion.
Stanton grounded out to first his first time up. To the lone infielder over there, Jose Abreu.
Reading something today in the Yankee notes that Stanton has 6 games this year with at least 4 hits, which is the most in the major leagues. And you have to go all the way back to 1999 to find a Yankee who had more games, such games. Look, it was Bernie Williams had 7 games that year where he had at least 4 hits.
It's been a long period of time now where Stanton has been locked in. A long period of time since a Yankee did that. Stanton ahead in the count, 3-1 on Covey.
Yeah, this becomes a danger pitch here when you fall behind the likes of Stanton and Judge. 3 balls and a strike where they can really pick and choose what they want.
See if he gets one he wants. The 3-1. That is down, ball 4, so Stanton works a walk. And the Yankees have their first base runner of the evening.
Yeah, that was a sinker. Dove down out of the zone. Stanton laid off. Obviously, he wanted something a little higher that he could drive.
And here's Didi Gregorius. Grounded out to second. His first time up. Gregorius hits that in the air, deep to right field, racing back, looking up, it's off the wall. Stanton had to hold up, make sure it wasn't caught, so he's jogging into third. Gregorius at second with a 1-out double, and the Yankees' first hit of the game.
Now, what wind there is here tonight in Chicago is blowing from left to right. I don't think Didi got all of this. Let's see whereabouts on the bat he gets it. Yeah, maybe just underneath it enough. Didn't quite drive it, but it got up in the wind and it carried. And he's going to have himself a 2-base hit. The Yankees are in business here. For Didi, his 22nd double of the year. Garcia gets the ball back in quickly. You can see Engel coming after it. He doesn't have a play.
So now the Yankees set up with second and third, 1 out, and Aaron Hicks, who has been locked in at the plate. Hicks lines that into center field, a base hit. Stanton will score. Gregorius is going to be held up. It's an RBI single for Aaron Hicks, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
Like I said, second time through, everybody's had a look. Hicks batting in the 4th spot today. or tonight playing the role of cleanup hitter. Didi had to hold up because with the shift on, it appeared that the shortstop Anderson might have had a play on it. Got over his head. And from Didi's standpoint, people are saying, why didn't he score? Well, he knew where the shortstop was. When you're at second base, you're supposed to take a look at where the outfielders are and where the infielders are. That ball was lined where Anderson was. It's just too high for him to get it. If it wasn't, Didi could have been doubled up. But instead, he advances 90 feet, sets it up for the next hitter.
And that hitter is Gleyber Torres. Hicks has now reached base, by the way, in 22 of his last 41 plate appearances.
You can tell the Yankees are having better swings this time through the order.
Torres has hit well with runners in scoring position this year.
Even Gardner's out this inning was hit pretty well towards the hole, but Moncada was able to get it before it got to the outfield.
Check on Hicks.
If you're the Yankees coming off a game that they lost, a tough one last night, you got in here in Chicago about 5 o'clock in the morning. You got to have a game where you play a little angry, under control but angry. You want to get all this out of your system, come up with a win tonight, get back on the winning track as quickly as possible. These are Sox of a different color. I mean, these guys are next to last in the Central. The Yankees have done well against the Central this year. 16-5 against the Central Division.
The White Sox with the third worst record in all of baseball. Only the Royals and Orioles have struggled more, as Torres is behind 0-2.
This is the first time the Yankees have played the Sox.
And those are the numbers that you're talking about, Kenny. The Yankees have hit well and pitched well against the AL Central this year. And to your point about first meeting between these teams, it's the third latest time for a first meeting between the Yankees and White Sox in these two teams' history. The 0-2. Torres cues that. It gets past the flopping dive of Anderson into center field. Gregorius will score. It's an RBI single for Gleyber Torres, and the Yankees take a 2-0 lead.
Well, these last two hits, one by Hicks and now one by Torres. Well, Tim Anderson had the best shot at both of them and couldn't get either one. There's the dive. That would have been a heck of a play because he would have had to catch that on a short hop, and maybe he would have only gotten one. But ball eludes him, goes into center field. And the Yankees pick up another run, give Gleyber Torres an RBI. Here's Don Cooper, longtime pitching coach.
So after retiring the first 10 batters that he faced, Covey has seen the last 4 reach base. And to your point, Kenny, about first time through, second time through, this year, first time through, opponents hit just 207 against Covey. Second time through, 321.
Is there a third time through?
303.
Okay.
So it goes up significantly after that first time. And 2 on still with 1 out for Greg Bird. 2 runs already in for the Yankees here in the 4th.
Keep an eye on Hicks at second.
Bird drives that in the air to center and deep. Angle back to the wall, leaps, and he made the play. What a catch by Angle to rob Bird of a 3-run homer. Hicks went back, tagged up, and advanced to third. But what a catch from Adam Angle to take an additional 3 spot off the board.
Well, this is highway robbery. Bird gets this one, hits it well, right down the middle, and he hits the way he should. Angle retreating in center field. The timing is perfect. Up, and he comes back with it. You can see this White Sox fans celebrating beyond the center field wall. Yep, that was out of here.
Instead of home run number 10 for Bird, it's out number 2 for the White Sox here in the 4th.
Yeah, his feelings are hurt a little bit too. Times his leap perfectly right at the wall. Doesn't get too close to the wall, because if you get too close, the wall will actually stop your leap. So you have to stop a few steps before. He's waving his cap. Why? Is the game over? Are they winning? No. And
now, a lot of times you'll see that from the pitcher to the outfielder saying thank you. You don't usually see it from the outfielder back in.
No, you don't.
Maybe like a gentle head nod.
You got to act like you do it all the time. Still, it was a heck of a play.
And Duhar behind in the count 1-2. Runner goes, swing and a miss, and that will do it for the 4th. The Yankees break through with 2 to take a 2-0 lead, but it could have been 5 if not for this catch from Adam Engel, taking back a 3-run homer off the bat of Greg Bird, and then acknowledging himself after. On the Audi scoreboard, a 2-0 Yankees lead over the White Sox as the Yankees scored 2 in the 4th. Strike 1 there to Abreu. RBI singles from Hicks and Torres. And then Greg Bird robbed of a 3-run homer by Adam Engel. Otherwise, the damage could have been worse. Abreu, Palka, and Garcia, 3, 4, and 5 for the White Sox. Yankees are 50-9 this year when they score first.
If you look at the outfield defense for the Yankees with Abreu up, he hits the ball well to right center. And that's why they're over there. And you also saw Lance Lynn try and jam him with a fastball. That's the way you try and pitch him. But if you come in there, you better have something on it.
Stay away. As that's lined down the right field line. Foul.
Abreu has become very popular here with the Sox. As I mentioned, Rookie of the Year, and every year he's been productive.
Swing and a miss. Lynn sits him down with some high heat for the first out of the fourth.
Well placed fastball. Up and in, ties him up. Remember I said inside is the way to get him. But you better have something on it, and he did. 5 strikeouts now for Lynn.
Palka pops that in the air to shallow left. Gardner makes the catch for the second out. You know, with the acquisition of Lance Lynn, the Yankees are hoping for one of those mid-season injections that they got from, say, Aaron Small or Sean Chacon back in 2005. Wow. When they were both outstanding down the stretch, and Chacon resurrected his career for that brief moment. Small came out of nowhere to have that success, or what Brandon McCarthy and Shane Green did for them in 2014. Those in-season acquisitions with a change of scenery that flourished, even though they hadn't had the greatest starts to their years necessarily.
You're going to have to go some to get to Aaron Small. 10-0.
Remember him starting the first game of a series against the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium late in that season and helping to deliver a victory.
And he came up big. Sinking fastball from Lance Lynn.
One and two now on Garcia. Lynn had a 7-pitch third, trying to work a quick fourth.
You know, when you look at Lance Lynn's year, and you mentioned it, Ryan, that pitching much better lately before the trade. Now, if the Yankees had wanted to make this trade way back when, they probably wouldn't have recommended it. The scouts would have said, no, this guy's not pitching well enough. But he'd been getting it in gear and looking more like the Lance Lynn of the past. And then the Yankees said, we'll try and make this deal. And they got him.
And he got Garcia. Inning over. 6th strikeout for Lynn, a 1-2-3 frame, and the Yankees with a 2-0 lead after 4. Thank you very much, Bob. No doubt Yankees fans will have their eyes on the A's and Mariners as well now on the GMC scoreboard. Yankees with a 2-0 lead on the White Sox.
The A's have had the best record since about mid-June. They're playing some great baseball.
Yankees with a 2.5 game lead on the A's for that first wild card spot. 5-game cushion on Seattle for the second.
Yankees have a trip early next month, both of those towns.
And then ending in Minnesota.
Those 3-city tours can be a little difficult.
We saw that with the Yankees just before the All-Star break.
Yeah, trip out west is something you like to get out of the way at least by mid-season if you can get those trips out of the way. Seattle's not getting any closer.
But that is a lovely weather time to be at Seattle.
Yeah, it is.
You see the standings in the American League.
Yeah, just as long as they don't get any closer in the standings either.
Strike 3 called at the top of the zone, and Walker is retired. And obviously Walker not enamored.
Let's take a look. And that was in the upper reaches of the strike zone. And as you said, he's not happy with it. Did you ever hear the story about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he set the all-time record for fouls in the NBA? And they asked him what he thought, and he said they were all bad calls.
Is that how you feel about every called strikeout? Higashioka smacks a single into right center.
Now, I don't know if he still holds that record, but he did it one time.
Holds a lot of records.
Yeah, he does. By the way, he was great in that movie Airplane.
Yes.
Classic.
Kareem was actually in South Africa over the weekend. He's an ambassador for the NBA.
I'll tell you what, like baseball, basketball, players come from everywhere now. It's becoming a worldwide game.
Speaking of players coming from everywhere.
Yes.
And Aaron Boone giving a little lesson to Gleyber Torres.
Don't scold him, school him. I remember hearing a fan with a particularly loud voice in a minor league game when I was in the minors yell out as the manager went out to the pitcher. He's talking, don't scold him, school him.
And it stuck with you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's a catchy phrase. Yeah. Gardner finds a hole as he shoots that into right center. Higashioka will turn and go to third. Back-to-back singles for the Yankees with one out in the fifth, and they are threatening again with Giancarlo Stanton coming up.
Well, Gardy learned from last time up when he was kind of robbed of a hit. Moncada was positioned and went far to his left to rob him of a hit. He was in the same place again. This time Gardy says, I'm going through the middle. And he hits it hard enough to get it by him. Higashioka realizes and turns and heads for third base. Good base running.
So here is Stanton, who got things started in the fourth for the Yankees when he walked. Was the first base runner of the game for the Bombers. Came around to score eventually. Strike one. Aaron Judge giving mock signs. Or maybe real ones.
Maybe real ones.
That was right after the hit from Brett Gardner. That's outside.
That one just missed. I don't think Engel can get any deeper in center field without a ticket. He is way out there with Stan.
You are right, Kent. In very deep center field.
Almost to the warning track.
Yeah, look at that. He's already robbed 1 home run tonight.
Yeah.
That's a little inside, and it's 2-1.
The Stan's had good takes in this at bat. A couple of them. One just missed the outside corner, one just in. It kind of tells you he's seeing the ball pretty well.
Check on Gardner. Now, if you're Gardner, are you even thinking about going here?
And, you know, with the count in Stanton's favor, I'm going to let him swing the bat. You know, if he had 2 strikes on him, yeah, you might think about it.
Gardner stays put. That one gets away from Smith. Here comes Higashioka. He will score. Gardner advances to second. It's a 3-0 Yankees lead on the wild pitch from Covey.
Smith gets a piece of this one. Looked like it hit him on the heel of the glove, breaks away. And Higashioka, it looked like he initially had trouble finding it. Now he does, but it's going to be too late. Higashioka scores easily without a throw. Gardner, of course, will move down to second. As the Yankees now have a Stanton said, come on down.
3-1 on Stanton. Stanton hits that high in the air to left. It's in the yard. Delmonico will come in and make the catch for the second out.
I can guarantee he's not happy after that one. He got a good pitch to hit 3-1 and just missed it. Take a look at this one. Yes, Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Well, that pitch is right there for the taking, and he just got underneath it. Yep, not happy.
Here's Gregorius, who rang a double off the wall in right center for the Yankees' first hit in the 4th. So it's foul back here, just to our left, 1 booth away. You gave an accurate scouting report, Kenny. You said this is prime foul ball booth territory.
It's not Old Tiger Stadium, but you know, you can get a foul ball back here.
Here we are. And it went right over there. Yeah, that guy. Gregorius lines that to left field, a base hit. Gardner rounding third. He's heading home. Here's the throw. It is not in time. An RBI single for Gregorius, who advances to second on the throw, and it's a 4-0 Yankees lead.
Well, Phil Nevin, knowing that he had one of the faster Yankees on base, with 2 outs, he didn't hesitate, sent him. It was a good throw by Delmonico in left field. He charges, the ball's almost directly at him, comes up throwing, One hop throw to the plate, but Gardner's too fast. He's in there. Left fielder does everything he should. Accurate throw. Gardner sneaks in the back door.
And that's why you send him.
And a heads up play by Gregorius, who went to second on the throw to the plate.
So he's in scoring position for Hicks. High pop. Abreu will come down and make the catch to end the inning. But the Yankees tack on a couple of more. The latest, courtesy of an RBI single from that man. 4-0 Bombers. For Lance Lynn.
Well, a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. Moncada to start the inning. Garcia to end it. In the second inning, Delmonico to start it. Kevin Smith to end it. In the fourth inning, Abreu to start it. Garcia to end it. So he starts 3 innings off with a strikeout and then ends 3 innings with a strikeout. Had a breather in the third. He got him 1, 2, 3, but not a strikeout.
And after throwing 45 pitches through the first 2 innings, needed just 19 total to get through innings 3 and 4. Stabilized the pitch count and has done a very nice job so far in his first start with the Yankees. The GMC scoreboard, a 4-0 lead. There's a micro and a macro sort of at stake or in focus tonight for Lance Lynn. The micro being, hey, the Yankees want to put this weekend behind them and win a game, get back on the right track. The macro being, could he be an answer in the rotation for the rest of this season?
Well, he's shown you with an early indication here that he likes starting. That's what he's done for most of his career.
Poked in the air to center. Hicks over a couple of steps. 1 down. Lynn has now retired 11 White Sox in a row.
Got a nice rhythm going with Higashioka.
Grounded out to Torres his first time up.
Yet another first-round pick by the White Sox.
Back in 2013, 17th overall.
He's got some power and he's got some speed. Definitely the speed. He's got a chance this year to hit 20 home runs and steal 30 bases. Only 2 other White Sox have ever done that in a season. Alex Rios You have to go back even further. Former teammate of mine, Tommy Agee, when he was with the Sox, before coming to the Mets.
That is right at Gregorius for the second out. To your point about Anderson, Kenny, he's one of just 7 players in the big leagues this season with at least 14 homers and 20 stolen bases.
Power and speed. I can guess one. Mike Trout.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
The others, Andrew Benintendi, Mookie Betts, Starling Marte, Jose Ramirez, and Trey Turner. That's a little down, ball 1. Broken back to third. Walker will throw out Smith, and another 1-2-3 inning for Lance Lynn, and he does it on 8 pitches. Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. A lot of Yankees fans in the building as Torres waves and misses. 0-1. 4-0 Yankees lead. Top of the 6th. Yankees have scored 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and Lance Lynn has been rolling. Lynn is now retired 13 straight White Sox after an 8-pitch 1-2-3 fifth. Mile-high pop-up that will make the seats behind home.
And sometimes I like the reaction of the fans in the seats on pop-ups. They all put their hands up like they want to catch it, but when it starts coming down, then they move out of the way. I'll get this one on the rebound.
It's a little softer after it hits 3 or 4 hands.
I remember I went to a game in San Francisco. Had an off day broadcasting, and a foul ball came right back in our section, and the lady in front of me got the ball, and she was so happy. She turned, put the ball near my face, and she said, "Have you ever seen a ball this close?" And I said, "Unfortunately, yeah, I have." That was at Old Candlestick Park.
Oh, Gleyber Torres looks a little stiff maybe after that.
No. He's
or
looking.
Is he just looking at the fans down there? Okay.
He's hoping that fan's okay.
Yeah. It one hopped into the seats.
Hopefully everything's going to be all right down there.
Phil Nevin narrowly avoided that foul ball. The 2-2. Swing and a miss as Torres down on strikes on a changeup. One out in the 6th. The lead of that story, though, Ken, is that even on your off day, you wanted to consume baseball.
Well,
that's how much you love this game.
I think I might have had some work to do before the game. That's why I was there. So I just stayed for a little while.
And then almost caught a foul ball.
No, I was happy the lady got it. I mean, I hope she still has it.
I used to bring my glove to games as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. And that boy seems to be all right, walking up with mom, presumably. Getting some applause from the fans in his section. Bird was robbed of a 3-run homer his last time up on an outstanding catch from Adam Engel in center field.
Covey's gone to his changeup a bit more this inning.
You remember every outfielder who ever robbed you of a homer, Ken?
Yeah, I know Mickey Rivers did it. Still mad at him. Gorman Thomas did it. Not too happy with him either. Here's that catch we're talking about. Engel. Bird's looking for 3 more runs batted in. Instead, he gets his feelings hurt on a great play by Adam Engel in center field.
Changeup misses outside, and the count now full.
You know, I'm not as mad as Mickey as I was at Gorman Thomas because I hit another one the next time up.
In that game that Mickey robbed you.
He didn't get that one. And there must have been some others, but
those are the ones that really stick out.
Like happened yesterday.
Bird reaches out, loops that in the air to left. Delmonico makes the catch, 2 down.
Looked like yet another changeup from Covey. Yeah, you can see the grip. Just about all the fingers on the ball. Throw it as hard as you want. It's not going to go as fast. Had a little movement on it too. Just shook off a sign and going back to another one. And Duhar's thinking, how many pitches do you have?
He's like, there's no one on base here. He's living with that changeup here in the 6th inning. By the way, this is the site where Miguel Andujar made his major league debut last year. DHing, had 4 hits.
I think the next day he was back at Scranton Wilkes-Barre, right?
That was the reward. This is a look back at it.
22 years old at the time. That's at least 2 runs batted in. Just missed his first major league homer. That's 4 runs batted in.
Takes low. Two and one. Remember seeing the smile on Andujar's face after that game last year.
And he's thinking Chicago was his kind of town.
Yes. DH that game. DH is his first game back in Chicago today. The 2-2. That is hammered foul. Another 2-2. Pop foul back here towards us, Kenny, and just underneath us.
It hit just over us here.
I have to say that was an intimidatingly tricky angle.
Yeah.
It's like, I think if I reached just like that, I might have had it.
No.
No. Okay. Thanks for your confidence.
Yeah.
And Duhar battling here.
It's hard to believe this ballpark's been here since 1991. And old Comiskey Park was right across the street. It's now a parking lot. This had been a parking lot here.
And Duhar chases and goes down on strikes as Covey works a 1-2-3 sixth. It's 4-0 Yankees. We go to the bottom of the frame. Take on the Rays. It's Luis Severino poster day. And the first 10,000 guests, 14 and younger, will receive a Luis Severino poster courtesy of We Are Alexander. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees Clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Sevy will pitch the final game of this series on Wednesday. It'll be CC Sabathia tomorrow. And right now, it's that man, Lance Lynn, who has retired 13 straight White Sox and is pitching with a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the sixth. Now, while the White Sox have struggled on the season offensively, they have been hitting well of late, especially at home. Last 9 home games, hitting .297 as a team with an OPS over .860 and averaging 5.5 runs per game.
Yeah, I was talking about the old Comiskey, and one thing they had there, I think Yankee fans will remember, at least the older fans will remember the exploding scoreboard. Well, they brought that tradition across here to guaranteed
Right field.
Yeah, right field. You can see it out there in straightaway center. Pinwheels start to spin. Fireworks go off. Not right now.
Only for Lance Lynn.
Yeah.
He is dealing. And you see, after a rocky start, just pitch count wise for Lynn, he has been phenomenally economical over these last 4 innings.
Yeah, he's gotten it back together after the first inning. Look at the first inning, 27 pitches in the first. Next inning, 18, and then only one inning after that in double digits.
Strikes out Angle on 3 pitches. 7 strikeouts now for Lynn.
I was talking about tradition of the exploding scoreboard. Years ago, Steve Stone, who's now broadcaster here with the White Sox, he's a longtime broadcaster. He was playing with us in Baltimore, and he had a bad day across the street. He gave up like 3 or 4 home runs in the first 3 innings, and Earl Weaver came and took him out of the game. Steve made one more mistake that day. He sat down next to Lee May on the bench, and Lee May was one of the greatest needlers and the scoreboard was going off. It looked like it was an eclipse. It got so dark. And he sat down next to Lee May, and Lee told him, Steve, you know, Earl didn't want to take you out of the game. And Steve said, what do you mean? I didn't have anything today. And then Lee May said, no, Bill Veeck, who was the owner of the White Sox, called down to Earl and said, get you out of the game because they were running out of ammunition for the scoreboard. And of course, Stoney wasn't very happy with that. He stormed off into the clubhouse. Meanwhile, Steve Stone won the Cy Young one year in Baltimore. He went 25-7, 1980. Cy Young Award winner. 25 wins in the season, still the Baltimore record.
That's a great story.
That was his. Don't sit next to Lee May when you.
Yeah, Lee May ever saddle it back next to you after a 3 strikeout game?
He got me a couple times. Great teammate.
The 2-2 to Moncada. Stays alive.
Little backdoor slider.
Aaron Boone talked about the desire to get length out of Lynn tonight, and thus far he has delivered with 5 1/3 shutout innings and just 81 pitches thus far. Higashioka will give it a look. Only one pitcher since Stone in 1980 has won 25 games in a season.
Dave Stewart?
Bob Welch.
Oh, Bob Welch. Yeah, I knew it was Oakland.
Yep, 27 in 1990.
Stoney started the All-Star game that year. Yeah, that was a good race that year. The Yankees won 103 games.
Did you guys win 100?
100 on the nose and went home. No wild cards.
You ever think about that? If you would have had a wild card, what could have happened with those teams?
You're right, and the reason why I think about it, because of the 10 years I was in Baltimore, we went to the World Series twice, but we finished second 6 times. So if there had been some sort of wild card situation, we've been right in there, I believe. but now the wild card creates a lot more excitement. Just trying to get into the playoffs.
Long at bat for Moncada, who swings and misses as Lynn got him. His 8th strikeout and the 15th straight White Sox that he has retired. He wins that 10-pitch battle.
8 strikeouts, 6 of them swinging. Look at this on Yesmo. Moncada leads the league in striking out. It's 156 times he has struck out. Not your typical leadoff hitter from years gone by. Though I can remember Bobby Bonds leading off years ago and striking out a lot, but he also hit a lot of home runs.
Jomer Sanchez walked in the first, grounded out in the third. Two and 0. There's a strike.
Staying with the heat. He hasn't thrown many pitches in the middle of the plate tonight. Corner to corner.
You talked about how often he threw the fastball in that relief appearance against Baltimore. 55 of his 71 pitches were either two-seam or four-seam fastballs.
Well, that was a two-seamer that was diamond for the outside corner, and the Sanchez fouled it off. Now, sometimes after doing that, you come inside, try and tie a hitter up.
2-2. Ooh, just missed outside with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Like I said, not many pitches in the middle. If he misses, he just misses off the corner. Here's a good look at Higashioka, just moving the glove enough that he didn't get a called strike.
The payoff. Grounded to Gregorius. He throws out Sanchez, and Lynn keeps rolling. 16 in a row retired. August 18th as rookie phenom Jesus Medina and the rest of the boys in blue head to the city of brotherly love to take on the Philadelphia Union. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock, presented by Etihad Airways right here on ES. That young man just got a baseball as Walker loops that liner into right. That will dunk down in front of Garcia for a leadoff single from Neil Walker.
There's sometimes when getting jammed is not a bad thing. Because that ball didn't carry all the way out to Garcia and right. He just didn't quite get enough of it. Let's see where he makes contact. I think it's going to be a little bit down on the label. Yep, not quite on the sweet spot. And that ball didn't carry and it dropped in for a base hit. If he hits it hard enough, it might carry all the way out to Garcia and right. Instead, it's a leadoff single for Neil Walker.
Here's Higashioka, who singled and scored in the 5th. Pops that. Foul ground, first base side. Abreu makes the play. 1 down. Now Aaron Boone, before the game, was asked about his mentality coming off, as you see action going in the White Sox pen. His mentality coming off that series against the Red Sox, and he said, I always believe we're a today away from turning things around.
Yeah.
And I believe today is the day. So far, the Yankees looking to make good on that. A 4-0 lead in the 7th as the White Sox will go to the pen. The night is over for Covey. He leaves with a 4-0 deficit. The Yankees with 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. The Yankees take on the White Sox in Game 2 of this series. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock with Audi batting practice today and the Chevy Yankees pregame right here on YES and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. It'll be CC Sabathia going for the Yankees, 6-4 with a 3.59 ERA. Ronaldo Lopez goes for the White Sox, 4-9 with a 4.47 ERA. And the night is done for Dylan Covey. He is responsible for Walker at first. So far, he's allowed 4 runs and 6 1/3. 8th time in his last 9 outings that he's given up at least 4 runs. Well, this one a little bit better than some starts recently, as Gardner takes a strike from Avila.
Watched the Sox game the other day, and Avilan actually got into the game. A lot of changeups. He has a good one.
And you see the numbers on the season, pretty solid.
I actually watched a game that was started by Ronaldo Lopez, who's going to pitch tomorrow for the White Sox. He got a pretty good arm. Young pitcher.
Gardner pops that. Shallow left. Anderson has a lot of speed, and he closes to make the play for the second out.
Yeah, he kind of glided after that ball. He was, I think he's from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And his senior year in high school, he led his high school team to the state basketball championship. Kind of gliding across the floor like that. Plenty of speed, as you said, Ryan.
Now 2 down for Giancarlo Stanton. Walked and scored in the 4th. He's 0 for 2. Now he gets to face a lefty.
You say that in anticipation?
I do.
Yeah.
Push foul.
70 miles per hour.
Yeah. Ephus like.
Yes. In this day and age, for sure. And everybody's lighting up the radar guns.
Stanton, by the way, 356 against left-handed pitching this season, with a remarkable OPS over 1100. Stanton held up, and it's 3-1. A lefty, Didi Gregorius, is on deck. Didi with a double and a ribby single so far tonight. The 3-1, runner goes. Stanton moving all over in the box as he fouls that off.
Well, he tried to wait. It was only an 82-mile-per-hour pitch. Remember, I said Avalon has a good changeup. This is it. Not only does it kind of fades, it looks like his back foot slipped. That's why the awkward swing. Then he had to regain his balance. Watch his right foot. Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted us to focus on those sweet cleats he's wearing. Yeah, look at those babies. Runner will go 3-2 with 2 outs. Pitch inside, ball 4, and Stanton has his second walk of the night. So 2 on, 2 out. Here's Gregorius.
Didi, couple of hits, as you said it. Now he has 30 multi-hit games. Stanton has 31, and Duhar has 32.
Turns on that foul. Gregorius smoked a double off the wall in right center and then lined an RBI single to left.
Got a good night going. Trying to get a very good night going. 3 hits, very good.
4 hits, great.
Yeah. 5 Hall of Fame type night.
Gregorius pops that up into shallow right. Long run for Garcia, who gets there. For the final out of the 7th, so the Yankees threaten, do not score. To the bottom of the frame we go. It's brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Lance Lynn is allowed just one hit, an infield single in the first. There it is. Dylan Covey gives up 4. Didi Gregorius, Hicks, Torres, all with ribbies on the evening. And Lynn has retired 16 straight as he gets strike 1 on Abreu. He only hit a Daniel Palka infield single rolled towards short with 2 outs in the first. Cadillac scoreboard, 4-7-0 for the Yankees, 0-1-0 for the White Sox. As the Yankees aim to snap a 5-game losing streak, their longest since they lost 7 straight, June 13th to the 20th of last season. That's rolled slowly to short. Gregorius waits, fires, got him. 1 down. Catch an unfiltered all-access look at what it takes to make it in the National Football League when Hard Knocks training camp with the Cleveland Browns kicks off its 5-episode season tomorrow on HBO.
Didi kind of laid back on that one. He got near the lip of the grass, kind of held his ground, then relied on his strong arm to throw Abreu out. And he got it over there in a hurry. It looked like he was anticipating maybe the ball hitting the lip. Yeah, he hung back. Boom.
Now, when you ask Didi, how often does he really let it fly and throw it as hard as he possibly can? He will say almost never.
That was one of the times where he let it go pretty good.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
.96 pitches for Lynn, who's retired 17 White Sox in a row. Here's a strike.
There's a shortstop years ago here in Chicago on the north side, Sean Dunston, had a very strong throwing arm. And I can't remember the name of the pitcher who was drafted after him. It was Good, yeah, Dwight Good. And they asked the Cubs why did they draft Dunston instead of Gooden, and they said, well, Dunston had a better arm.
Thomas Jefferson High School in New York City.
Sean Dunston. He had a rocket for an arm.
Three and two now. Daniel Palka.
Lynn has not gone to many 3-2 counts tonight.
This will be his 100th pitch as Palka steps out. Nobody up in the Yankee pen, in case you're wondering. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. 18 in a row retired by Lance Lynn. As we take a look at the fast pitch speed analytics, sponsored by Fios by Verizon. 95 miles an hour upstairs from Lynn.
They got Palka to chase a fastball out of the zone. Hitter's up there. He sees fastball. He's thinking fastball. He gets it. And he helps Lynn out. Strikes himself out. 9 strikeouts.
And a career high 18 straight retired by Lynn. He has delivered everything the Yankees could have hoped for tonight and more. In his first start with the Bombers. One and one. Nobody throwing in that Yankee pen.
Got to believe, though, this could be his last inning. He's over the 100-pitch mark.
Chopped to short. Gregorius picks the hop and throws out Garcia. 19 in a row retired from Lynn, who has been superb through 7. Three pitches. Here was the discussion between Aaron Boone and Larry Rothschild.
Yeah, and it looks as though I didn't see any congratulations handed out to Mr. Lynn tonight. A quick conversation, probably saying, Can you give me one more? How you feeling? It looked like he nodded his head like, I'm okay.
Lynn has retired a career-high 19 straight White Sox.
And nobody warming up in the Yankee pen.
And in case you're wondering, okay, 103 pitches, how irregular is that for Lynn this year? Well, it's not irregular. He's thrown 103 or more in 8 starts this season. He's thrown over 110 4 times, with his highest being 118 back on July 21st.
It's Thiago Vieira coming in.
Big swing from Hicks. With the Yankees pen needing some rest on the Hyundai scoreboard, 4-0 Yankees lead. Lynn has already provided them with the length they hope for. Maybe they squeeze another out or two or inning out of Lynn.
Literally needing some rest.
Yeah. After getting in at 4 in the morning. Hicks down on strikes for the first out. By the way, Lynn's career high in pitches, 126 in a 2014 start against the Yankees.
That was the shutout.
The one you called.
Yeah.
Working out that arm. Thiago Vieira from Brazil. 1-1 on Torres.
Like I said, becoming more and more a worldwide game.
Yeah.
That soccer crazed country producing a baseball player or two. Didn't Jan Gomes? Jan Gomes,
Jan Gomes, yeah.
I think he was the first player from Brazil. Jan Gomes, an all-star catcher this year for Cleveland.
Torres hits that in the air, deep to left field. Delmonico back, looking up, leaping, and that ball is caught or gone. It's gone. Torres can round the bases. Home run number 18 for Gleyber Torres. It comes with a pause, a slow trot, and the Yankees' 5th run.
Second RBI of the night for the young second baseman. As I mentioned, what wind there was is blowing in from left towards right. Not much wind at all right now, but the left fielder Delmonico not as lucky as Engel in center field. Ball a little bit further beyond the wall and gone. This just proves you can't catch them all. Torres, well, he's running it out like it's a homer.
Now Bird wants a shot, but Garcia will make the catch right in front of the wall for the second out. Yeah, Torres stopped around second to see because he hadn't seen an official call. And Delmonico was just on the warning track. You see Torres like, wait, huh? All right, I guess it's gone. I'll keep going.
Keep going till they stop you.
After the way Engel robbed Bird earlier, everybody on notice. But for Torres' 18th home run. And the Yankees just 25th in baseball in home runs since the All-Star break.
Yeah, remember when they were on a pace to set a new record?
Yeah.
Well, that the absence of Judge and Sanchez, Gleyber Torres for a while, and that kind of spelled the end of that.
They led baseball with 161 homers before the break. That just their 15th since the break. The 0-2. Run foul. .100 miles an hour from Vieira. And it's 1-2.
You know, it's interesting what J.D. Martinez had to say after last night's ball game about facing Aroldis Chapman. Now, he said a few years back when Chapman was throwing 100, he really stood out. But now there's so many guys that are throwing nearly 100 miles an hour. It's not like it's an everyday thing, but it's, you know, maybe 4 times a week you're going to see that sort of thing. So he doesn't stand out quite as much, which is a good point. I mean, bullpens are loaded now with pitchers all throwing 95 or better.
Vieira is all over the place after getting hit 0-2.
I don't think he's thrown a breaking ball for a strike yet.
I don't know if he's thrown a breaking ball 60 feet.
Unless they move the plate closer to him, it's not going to be a strike.
Ball 4, and Duhar works a 2-out walk. And now a quick word from Spectrum.
Spectrum Internet. No data caps, no contracts. Just faster speeds with better performance.
So Don Cooper, longtime pitching coach for the White Sox, back on the horn.
"15 seasons been the White Sox pitching coach."
Walker drives that in the air. Deep center field. Angle looking up. It is long gone. Neil Walker drives one deep and out to center field. And the Yankees have a 7-0 lead.
Nice bounce back after going 0 for 2, a single, and now a 2-run homer, a 2 for 4 night for Walker. 4th home run of the year. And sending a lot of people home here on the south side of Chicago. As he goes down the aisle in the dugout, a lot of people walking up the aisles here at the Guaranteed Rate Field. They're headed for the Dan Ryan Express. This was headed in that direction too. Dan Ryan Expressway.
Higashioka powers that into center. Angle back, makes the catch for the final out. But a 429-foot blast from Walker after after a solo shot from Torres. And the Yankees add 3 more. It's 7-0 as Lynn goes back to the mound in the 8th. More support in the effort of Lance Lynn. 3 runs from the Yankees in the top of the 8th. Now A.J. Cole throwing in the Yankee pen as Lynn has been dominant tonight. He's retired 19 straight White Sox, and the only hit that he's allowed in this game was a little infield single cued to short in the first off the bat of Daniel Palka. That one will find a hole. And the first base runner since the first inning for Chicago. As we take a look at the Yankees' 2 home runs from the 8th. Gleyber Torres' shot, courtesy of StatCast AI, powered by AWS. A 31-degree launch angle, 376 feet, just over the outstretched try of Delmonico for the 18th home run of the year for Torres. And then exit velocity presented by Spectrum Internet with faster download speeds and better performance. Neil Walker, 107 miles an hour off the bat, a laser that he launched 429 feet.
Yeah, the second one was by Walker was a no-doubter. Aaron Boone looking out towards the bullpen, seeing when Cole can get ready here.
A little easier for him to dip into the pen now that it's 7-0. We mentioned that Lance Lynn's season high 118 pitches back on July 21st.
Cole should be just about ready out there in the bullpen. His bullpen coach, Mike Harkey.
Fly ball, right field. Stanton drifting towards the line. 1 down.
Now the universal sign when the manager looks out to the bullpen coach will take his hat off, which means he's ready. You know, if he doesn't want to go to the phone.
See Aaron Boone kind of peering out there, and now he will make the walk. And congratulate Lance Lynn on a terrific start
tonight in Chicago.
I think the Yankee fans here agree.
Almost sounds and looks like the Bronx as Lynn walks off. 7 1/3 scoreless. And that's about as smooth sailing as Larry Rothschild could have hoped for.
I think that's just about what the doctor ordered for the Yankees tonight after losing 4 in a row in Boston. Somebody comes out there and pitches a game where the opposition has very little chance of winning. Then the offense gets you some runs, pads the lead, and now it's 7-0 here in the 8th inning.
A sparkling first start for Lance Lynn at a time the Yankees desperately needed it. And here's A.J. Cole.
Nice slider. Bet you Kevin Smith would agree.
Smith was 0 for 2 against Lynn. Lynn retired 19 in a row before the leadoff single this inning from Nicky Delmonico. And Lynn, after throwing 45 pitches through the first 2 innings, calmed down the pitch count, gave the Yankees incredible length. As you see, position player Matt Davidson up in the White Sox pen. He's already pitched in 2 games this year. You know, that's something we saw last year from the Twins with catcher Chris Jimenez, who ended up pitching 6 times, and it was just a strategic way for them to not tire out other arms in their pen.
Well, all position players think they can pitch. I mean,
Yeah,
they
right.
probably have sometime, you know, back in Little League or whatever, American Legion. I was looking at Matt Davidson's numbers. They're not bad as a pitcher. Got a good delivery. I mean, it's a lot better than Jose Reyes is what I saw the other day.
I'm sure Davidson could hit around 90.
He's got 16 home runs this year, too. that might be the leader is in the home run category for every position player that's pitched this year.
Yeah. That's what you want to do if you're A.J. Cole on a 3-2 pitch. Do not want to be walking Kevin Smith. You know what? Anthony Rizzo has pitched this year. He has 17 home runs.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
So he just wins our obscure and very specific contests.
Well, you know, Davidson still has time.
Not what you want to do if you're A.J. Cole as he walks Kevin Smith. Obviously, the goal of Aaron Boone would be to avoid any of what he deems as high leverage guys to record the final 5 outs of this game. Strike 1 to Adam Engel.
If you're looking for White Sox highlights of tonight, I guess Engel's the one. His catch that robbed Bird of the 3-run homer.
Cole quickly ahead 0-2 to the number 9 hitter Engel. Swing and a miss. 2 down.
See the grip, see the spin. Looks like a fastball, but it's not. Slider swung on and missed.
Moncada 0 for 3 as his struggles continue. Gomez has joined Davidson in the bullpen just in case the White Sox put up some runs here. A lot of warm-up pitches for Davidson. Huh?
He's ready.
Yeah.
Another good off-speed pitch. 80 miles an hour.
Cole quickly ahead 0-2.
What do you think? Throw him another one, Ryan?
I think so.
Yeah, just flip it up there, see what happens.
Let him chase.
In the dirt, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Leads the league in strikeouts. The 0-2. He tried it.
In the dirt. He didn't go for it. Because Moncada was part of a, well, he and 3 other players came over the White Sox from the Red Sox in exchange for Chris Sale. But Moncada was the major portion of the deal coming this way.
Another one of the Michael Kopech, who is a pitcher dominating currently at AAA.
And Moncada at the time, I believe he was the #1 prospect in baseball.
He was.
Yeah.
He was the #1 overall.
Switch hitter.
He has not found his rhythm yet at the big league level.
Yeah, came into the night hitting .222.
Strike 3, got him looking. Cole with back-to-back strikeouts, and the Yankees a 7-0 lead through 8. Davidson on the mound, getting ready for his 3rd appearance of the season. This is the 28th position player pitching in the majors since July 3rd. It's almost one each day.
Hadn't given up a hit yet, hadn't walked anybody.
And he threw a nasty 12-6 curveball to Teoscar Hernandez recently. That was like, whoa.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah. We'll face 1, 2, and 3 in the Yankees order.
You know, you mentioned it. You said 28th player since
July 3rd.
No, here's the point. Are players like Matt Davidson going to become more and more important on teams? I mean, it seems to be that way. Where, you know, they save arms out of the bullpen. Coming out of spring training, do you have a guy on your team like this who can,
like your own Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah, your own. I mean, Matt Davidson's hit 16 home runs this year,
right? And he's hitting 91 on the gun.
And he just broke Brett Gardner's bat.
Nasty cutter.
16 home runs, 8 of them against Kansas City. So he could be Shohei Ohtani against Kansas City.
Maybe. Yeah, this isn't like watching Nick Swisher at the Trop.
I hope Nick's watching.
Hey, Swish had a strikeout in that appearance. Gardner hung in there.
And didn't Jose Reyes pitch recently? He gave up 2 home runs.
Yeah, he gave up.
Davidson kind of has the look of a pitcher out there.
Right back to him. 1 down.
Now, normally, you know, hitters facing a position, but they don't like to make out against it.
Right.
Yeah, but this guy seems to know what he's doing. So.
Well, you can go back to the dugout after this one and say, "Oh no, he's got nasty stuff."
No, you go up there.
Right. 92 from Davidson. He was teammates in high school with Taijuan Walker. Maybe he was the #2 starter behind him.
Fastball away.
Put it right on the corner.
Yeah, asked for a fastball away. That's what he gave him. Works fast, too. I like that. Curveballs. Like the spike curveball with that.
72 miles an hour. That's a nice change from 91.
Kind of hung a little bit.
Stanton goes down swinging. And a little grin from Giancarlo Stanton. And now he and Gardner are in this together. They can both say, no, 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 no. Davidson's got good stuff.
Let's see what Didi has to say about it.
Already 2 hits on the night for Gregorius. A double off the wall in right center and a smoked single that drove in a run to left. Second time a position player has pitched against the Yankees this year. Ryan Lamar did it for Minnesota through 2/3 of an inning on April 23rd. Tyler Austin got him for a home run.
He turned that one over. A little sink on him.
You're right. Big time.
He tried to trick him 3-2.
Gregorius works the walk.
He's protecting his ERA.
Now does Davidson work with a man on base? Hicks way out in front, 0-1.
It's kind of fun. It's like going back to Little League.
Hicks lines that. A base hit to right center field. Gregorius turns and goes to third. Second hit of the game for Aaron Hicks, and the Yankees have runners on first and third with 2 outs.
Water starting to percolate here in the 9th after getting the first 2 outs, walking a single.
Labor with an RBI single and a solo home run, his 18th of the year. And now Smith will go and talk with Davidson.
You know, I kind of like this. All the teammates are going in there to check, just to check on him, see if he's okay. I mean, he's not used to pitching. This is, what'd you say, his third time?
Yeah.
Just I guess he said, I'm all right.
I mean, it felt like he threw about 4 innings out in the pen.
Yeah, but, you know, I kind of like that. All of them went in there to check on him. Give him a breather, too.
Torres floats that into shallow right center. Garcia coming in, makes the catch for the final out of the 9th. So Davidson has his 3rd scoreless appearance. Yankees looking to lock it down in the bottom of the 9th. Highlights and analysis of tonight's game, plus Meredith will have reactions from Aaron Boone and the key players. It's only on ES. The Yankees take a 7-0 lead into the bottom of the 9th. And A.J. Cole looking to close out this gem from Lance Lynn, who went 7 1/3 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the White Sox order. 9 strikeouts on the evening from Lynn. 2 Ks from Cole in the 8th. The Yankees, by the way, 42-4 this year when they get a quality start, as they did tonight. By far the best mark in baseball, and right now on pace to be the best mark of all time. Shane Robinson in right field, spelling Giancarlo Stanton. And Sonny Gray warming in the Yankee pen, the man who Lynn replaced in the rotation. Hammered in the air down the right field line, fair and into the corner. Robinson will dig it out. Sanchez looked like he was thinking about 3 for a moment and thought better of it. It's a leadoff double for Yolmer Sanchez.
Well, there might be a reason why he was thinking about 3 bases. I think he leads the league in triples. He's got 9 of them. But he's going to stop at second here with his 22nd double. Hustling right out of the box. That's how you get 3 base hits. But the coach is going to hold him at second here. Down 7-0.
And so here is Abreu. Abreu 0 for 3 so far tonight. Take strike 1. Yankees 3 outs away from snapping a 5-game losing streak, starting off this 3-game set against the White Sox with a win. They'll have Sabathia tomorrow and then Severino on Wednesday. Strike 2. High fly ball, left center. Gardner in front of the track makes the catch for the first out. Here's Daniel Palka. We talked about the impressive rookie season he's been having power-wise. He is second amongst American League rookies in slugging percentage, sandwiched in between Gleyber Torres and Miguel Andujar. Good strike.
Yeah, the difference between Palka and Andujar and Torres, they have much better batting average. They are. A lot more production, runs scored. But this young man, he's got some power. He's got some pop. Second on the team in home runs to Abreu.
He drives that in the air to left field and deep. Gardner back on the track, makes the catch. Tagging and going to third is Sanchez, as the White Sox are down to their final out.
Palka gave that one a ride.
Here is Avisail Garcia with 2 outs in the 9th. And the Yankees an out away from starting off this series in Chicago with a win. Strike 1. Lynn went 7 1/3 scoreless innings of 2-hit ball in his first start as a Yankee. Cole got the final 2 outs of the 8th and now looking to lock down the ninth.
Offense coming alive a bit tonight. A couple of home runs, 7 runs on 10 hits.
Walker and Torres each going yard. Gregorius a couple of hits and an RBI. Hicks with a ribby single. 3-1 now on Garcia. And every Yankee but Greg Bird reached base tonight, and Bird nearly reached them all.
Twice he hit the ball well.
Was robbed of a 3-run homer by Engel in center, and then scorched one to the wall on a line at the track in right center. White Sox down to their final strike. The sizable chunk of Yankees fans in the building tonight, rising to their feet. The 3-2. Garcia stays alive. Cole steps off. Popped up. This should do it. Gregorius at short makes the catch and ends the game. The Yankees win it 7-0 and snap their 5-game losing streak. Ninth shutout of the season for the Yankees pitching staff. And Aaron Boone able to breathe a little easier tonight. Lance Lynn delivers, so do the Bomber bats. We'll be back to wrap things up in a moment as the Yankees win it 7-0 in Chicago.